one way or another. What does matter to me, though, is that whether or not we're taking the state test in April, that the concepts that the state test wants taught, that the state wants taught, that we're in good shape as far as learning all of these concepts go. This is some really important stuff. And I told you, first year, the first day of the 3 days of this test, a quarter or more of the test was based on scientific notation. So this is important stuff. And I think one of the reasons they chose to do this is because it also teaches you and prepares you for how algebra will work with exponents. So it's really good as far as all of that goes. And it teaches you a little bit about the powers of 10 and shortcuts for multiplying and dividing. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here. And we want to make sure that you grow comfortable with it. Jared, there is no way on God's green earth you can sit like that. That is way too comfortable to learn. Now, let's see here. Oh, here's the pen. Good. Let's talk about how to express things as standard numerals and then how to operate with scientific notation. And this is important enough. The first year that I gave, I taught Common Core math, it was very difficult. Michael put these under the desk. The first year I taught the Common Core algebra for Math 8, or pre-algebra Math 8, I found it very frustrating because the state really didn't tell us what to do. They gave us these modules and stuff. Actually, they didn't even give them to us for the first year. They gave them to us for the second year. I was at a loss. I didn't know what the kids were expected to know. And then, as time has gone on, I've gotten a much more clear idea of it. And this is some very significant stuff as far as what it is that you're expected to know. First, express as a standard numeral. Now, we've been talking about how we convert to scientific notation. As soon as you see a negative sign, we know it's going to be 0 point. And then I have to go a total of 5 places and end with a 1.2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1.2, because I know that my 1 is going to take up one of those decimal places. Remember, I want a number between 1 and 10, which 1.2 is, and then times 10 to some exponent. The exponent is the number of places you move the decimal. If it's a positive exponent, like will be on the next one, then the number will be bigger than 1. If it's a negative exponent, then the number as a whole will be less than 1. Okay, next one, 3.08 times 10 to the 7. 3, now this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. So that's 30,800,000, and the previous one would be 0.000012, or 12 tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 12 millions. Okay? Are there any questions about either of these two answers? Anything giving you a hard time at all? Is that a calculator out? Okay, let's try to do as much of this as we can without the calculator. And then if we need it in some situation later on, we are certainly going to get to use it. But I'd rather us not, especially with scientific notation. You can't, the calculator will not take this and turn it into that. It doesn't do it. Okay? So we really want to make sure we learn how to do this. Now, next question says find the product of this number in scientific notation and that number. What's the key word in that entire sentence? One more time, read it. What's the key word in that entire sentence? Jared?
Product.
Product. What does product mean, guys? Multiplies, the answer to multiplication. So, 3 times 4, multiply coefficients, coefficient meaning number in front, add exponents. 3 times 4 is 12 times 10 to the, add exponents. 8 plus 3 makes 11. Uh-oh. Uh-oh!
Guess what day it is?
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
Guess what, Dave?
We got some problem, Houston. What's the problem? See, this is what the last class didn't get to.
Oh, I know.
They didn't get to that?
No. Go ahead.
That's not the right answer.
I know it's not the right answer. Why?
Because, I know the right answer. I just don't know how to explain why not.
Try it.
You know.
I want to tell you what the answer is.
Sure.
1.2.
That's right. The problem is this first number has to be between
Michael, listen, if you want, I will give you a seat all in the back by yourself. Now, my hope and my prayer, Michael, is that we get you to learn math really, really well, and we get you to do a great job and that you succeed and you kick butt. Look at me, don't look away. But when I have to worry about you interfering with another person's learning, you don't have that right. You simply don't. So when I see you distracting people around you, like as blatant as turning around and waving, I just can't do it. So if you at least look like you want to know this stuff, then I'm gonna work with you, I'm gonna keep working with you. If not, I'm just gonna say, listen, until such time as you show that you wanna learn this stuff, I'm just not gonna let you distract people around you. So it's 12 times 10 to the 11, and Isaac is exactly right. It should be 1.2, because this needs to be a number between 1 and 10, less than 10. And you'll notice that 12 is not less than 10. So I have to divide by 10 here, and if I divide that by 10, I've changed the answer. So I need to balance that back out again. So I'm gonna multiply by 10 here. So that gives me 1.2 times 10 to the 12. Okay, 1.2 times 10 to the 12. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, let's scroll her up a little bit and see what we come up with. A huge university has 2.5, if I remember right, you know, obviously we haven't taken the test yet this year, but if I remember right, Sebastian,
So less than.
I think I put this exact question on the test with slightly different numbers. So I think we really ought to be super locked in on this. A huge university has 2.5 times 10 to the 4 students. The school budget's 25 times 10 to the 9 dollars for staff. How much money is spent on the staff per student? There's a really important word here, the word per. Per in mathematics means to divide. What am I going to divide? I'm going to divide money by students. So here's my expression for division. The money is 25 times 10 to the 9, and the students is 2.5 times 10 to the 4. So, divide coefficients, subtract exponents. What's 25 divided by 2.5? Does anybody know? It might look really hard because it's a decimal, but it's actually super easy. 25 divided by 2.5. Who thinks they know? You see, it's kind of, it's on the tip of her tongue. Go ahead.
You know.
Go ahead. 10 it is.
That's what I
So-
Because if you multiplied this by 10, it would move the decimal one. Good. Times 10 to the 5th. The only problem is 10 is not in scientific notation. It has to be less than 10. So just like before, I have to divide by 10, then I have to multiply by 10, which gives me 1 times 10 to the 6th. Now, just to be clear, 10 times 10 to the 5th is exactly equal to 1 times 10 to the 6th. It's the same exact number. It's just that the proper form is 1 times 10 to the 6th. And I think I mentioned as the bell was ringing the other day, look, I am no fan of President Obama at all. I think the guy is
I like Barack Obama.
great, wonderful,
broccoli.
wonderful. I think he's a horrible president. But his position is such that the position itself deserves respect. So if he walks through the door, I am going to present my comments and address him properly. I'm not going to say, welcome class, here is, yo man, sup, Brendan, what's going on, bro? No. He's going to walk through the door and I'm going to say, hello, Mr. President Obama, sir. Even though I might not like his policies,
You know,
I still, no, you know what? I don't know how I feel about him personally. There are things I really respect about him personally. But I don't like his policies. That's what I don't like about him. Now, well, there you go. When he walks through the door, there's a formality, a certain way that we present ourselves when you meet the president. And you kind of know this too. Like, if your family takes you to church, you look a little different, you act a little different than if you go to the beach.
It's like, I'd be like,
It's just a different sort of place. With scientific notation, we have to behave a certain proper way. Now, let me show you that they're both the same exact answer. 10 times 10 to the fifth would be a 10 and 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1 million. Now let's do this guy. That's 1 followed by 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That number is what?
1 million.
1 million. But the proper way to do scientific notation says that this is the right answer. Now, the reason is because that front number has to be between 1 and 10, has to be less than 10 and 1 or greater. So that's an important thing to keep in mind, the proper way to present that answer. Okay, so first a reminder, what we've been doing the last couple of days. Here's an algebraic expression. 3n to the fifth times 3n to the seventh. What's the coefficient of 3n to the fifth? What's the coefficient? 3, good. What's the exponent? 5. So I'm going to multiply coefficients, add exponents. What's 3 times 3? 9. And n to what power?
5.
No. 12, good. Because I add the 5 and the 7. I multiply coefficients, 3 times 3 is 9, and I add exponents, 5 plus 7 is 12. Now, let's try 3 times 10 to the fifth times 3 times 10 to the seventh. What do you get for that? 3 times 10 to the fifth times 3 times 10 to the seventh. We do have a test on Friday of next week, and there will be a lot of questions like this one. Okay. What are we going to get? Matt, what do you think?
9 times
Times what?
10.
To the 12. Very good. So look at these answers. If you look, there's a lot of similarities here. 9, 9. 12, 12. The difference is, in scientific notation, we always write times 10, and in the previous problem, we keep the variable, which was 12. So we should have a pretty good idea of what we're doing here. You guys try those two.
I think I got it.
Okay, so for the first one, we're going to multiply coefficients and add exponents. 2 times 4? 8 times 10 to what power? 18. Now, is 8 between 1 and 10? Yeah, so we're good. We can leave it just like that. Let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to get 8 divided by 4. We get what? 2 times 10 to the what? 908. Because 912 minus 4 is 908. That's ugly. So that is the answer. Don't divide. The rule is to subtract exponents. In fact, I put such a big number up there to trick you into thinking that you were supposed to divide. But it's certainly not division. We subtract exponents. Okay, any questions on those two?
Well, when I looked at it, I thought I had to add the 9 and then add the 4.
Excuse me a second. Isaac, turn face forward. Don't make noise, I'm trying to hear. What was that?
I looked at the question completely wrong, because I looked at the 912, and I know I did it wrong. I looked at the 912, so I added those together and added the 4 for some reason.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that, right? It's subtract exponents when it's division. Okay. All right, so I hope you're thinking it's easy, but sometimes we, BAM, in the words of Emerald, kick it up a notch. Try it. Product means answer to multiplication. Let's see what you come up with. Michael, he's on the desk.
who's farting?
Stop. Just the one. Question?
Alright, got it.
Okay. So product means answer to multiplication. So let's multiply the coefficients. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 times 2 is 70. Now I got to add exponents. Times 10 to the 3, 27, 30. Am I done? All done, right? All done. Why? Because the 70, that coefficient, is not between 1 and 10. So to do that, I then need to divide by 10. But I can't just take my answers and divide by 10, because that changes the answer. So I have to balance that out. How do I balance it out?
Divide the other side.
Multiply the other side. See, if I divide here and multiply here, they wipe each other out. Sit up. I got it. He's on a short leash. He's either going to straighten out or he's going to go to the back. Very simple. I'm all over. Now, 70 divided by 10 is 7 times 10 to the, this is multiplying, so I have to add. 30 and 1 makes 31. Anybody get that right?
No.
3 people, 4 people. Okay? What's doing with this side of the room? We have 1 person. We had 3 people on that side of the room. We need to do a little bit better than that. Okay. Try the next one. No, you could just go like this, right? You are capable of doing this. Oh, hold on. 3.7, 2.5, right? You can do that.
What does the reproduction mean?
Now, if you truly understand multiplication, you should realize that I'm willing to bet here. This is 9.25.
Yes, it is. No, yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yo,
Okay. Times. So this is between 1 and 10, so I'm liking this. Times 10 to what power? 9 it is. Hasta la vista. Vaya con Dios. Toodaloo. Ta-ta. Arrivederci. Smile a lot. Ciao. Arrivederci. Adios, amigos. See amigas. Cheerio. Hasta la bye-bye. Hasta lasagna.
I love this.
Garusharus. Kadakis.
I get to hit people now
Get to hit people.
for football.
Nice. Hit them hard. Let them know you're there.
I get to kill people.
I'm laying out a couple.
There we go.
No, you're not. You're not.
I love physical
I'm laying
sports.
you out. No. I'm laying out Jared. One more time, I'm gonna attempt it. I'm laying out DeAndre.
I can't wait to see Jared and Frankie.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge collision.
I know. That's gonna be a duel.
All right, time to keep the world safe for democracy.
I think I left my science binder here.
There was a binder under one of the seats back there, so go take it. Oh, is it by the pencil sharpeners?
Yeah, that's it.
don't see one under your seat. Not there. Is there one by the pencil sharpener by chance?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't know where it went. It's like, I had it in this period. I don't know if I had it in Spanish, but since it's missing. So,
Hopefully you find it.
nice, thank you.
Are you a little absent-minded?
I am sometimes.
Me too.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. See you later, bud.
Goodbye.